This is a past tutorial video on how to build out and customize your program's conference schedule. Orthobullets has pre-made over 100 conferences for you and your program to either use as is or to customize by picking and choosing what you do and don't want to cover. Past digital conferences are designed to act as tools to save faculty time and allow them to focus on teaching residents the art of clinical decision-making. First, let's focus on building out your annual conference schedule. Both faculty and residents like to have structure, and they will be grateful if the annual conference schedule is built out well in advance. To build out your annual conference, follow these steps. In your past group, program directors and chief residents can go to Build, select Conference Schedule, then click on List to view all of the preset clinical problem-solving modules. We have carefully designed about 120 core conferences that are meant to be covered over a 2-year period. Each of these conference blocks are intended for a 2 to 3 hour block of time, but can be broken up into individual sessions of 30 to 60-minute durations for programs that have more frequent, shorter conferences. You can do this by toggling between the block type and session type options. Block type puts the conference in a 3-hour block, while session type allows you to break up each section of the conference into different dates and times so that they do not all have to be covered at once. This can be customized based on your program schedule and how much time you have allotted to conferences in a given week. We find that breaking the conference up into different sessions, maybe 3 or 4 one-hour sessions every week, is most effective and allows everyone to tune in for an hour, learn and absorb everything, and get on with their day versus sitting in a conference for 3 hours each week. When you select a conference, you'll see they are broken up into different sections: pre-reading, question-based clinical problem-solving, case-based clinical problem-solving, and finally Skills Lab and Journal Club. You can select the date, time, and location you plan on having this conference, as well as the faculty or chief resident who will be moderating. Let's set up an ankle and tibial plafond fractures block conference for February 28, 2021. We'll start by entering the date of the conference and its start and end time. Next, we will go through the pre-built out pre-reading material. You can take out any pre-reading material by unchecking it on the left, and if you feel you want to add anything we don't already have in the conference, you can click Add Pre-reading to add your own personalized content. To add content from the next sections, question-based learning, case-based learning, Skills Lab, and Journal Club, to your conference, assign the individual content a time within your greater conference time on the left. If you want to cover these 2 cases, for example, you can add them to your conference by entering a start and end time to each of them on the left. Your conference and conference choices will not show up in your calendar unless you add start and end times to the conference itself, and each activity you choose to cover within that conference time. You can continue to add content from all our other sections like Skills Lab and Journal Club. Similar to the pre-reading section, if there is something you'd like to cover that is not already in the conference, you can add it by clicking Add Time Slot. Add a label for your content and click Add Content to find what you're looking for by name, test code, or ID. Just don't forget to add a start and end time to the newly created time slot when you're done. Once you've assigned a date and time to the conference and all of the individual time slots you want to cover, make sure to save. To make sure your conference is saved and is all correct, go to the top right and click on the calendar. Go to the date you selected for that conference and double-check that all of your content is there and set to the correct times. Now you are all set up for that day's conference. See our other conference tutorials on how to present these conferences to your program on their scheduled day.